It is Singles Day, as we mentioned. That's the world's largest 24-hour shopping event. And e-commerce giant Alibaba has already set a new record in terms of sales, topping last year's record of nearly $35 billion and still climbing. Arjun joins us right now from Alibaba's campus in Hangzhou, and that's in China, too. Arjun, what can you tell us this morning?
Well, Singles Day, which kicked off just over 19 hours ago, got off to an absolute flyer. Within the first hour, Alibaba racked up gross merchandising value, that figure you see behind me, of $12 billion in an hour. Now, let me just dig into what's driving that growth and what's allowed Alibaba to hit that record you see behind me now, just over $32 billion. There's been a lot of focus on imported goods, which are typically very expensive in China because they are imported and are now facing heavy discounts on Singles Day. That's attracted Chinese buyers. Things like cosmetics are doing very well, clothing, luxury brands, all doing very well. And there was a lot of talk coming into this Singles Day. Would American brands be affected by the ongoing US-China trade war? Would there be any anti-US sentiment? That doesn't seem to be the case. Actually, the US is one of the top countries from which Chinese buyers are buying from. Some of the brands doing well include Nike and Apple. Apple's iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max are among some of the top-selling new products at the moment, and analysts have told me earlier that apparel and jewelry are also doing well. Another thing driving the growth today is actually consumers from some of the smaller Chinese cities, not necessarily your Beijing and Shanghai and these giant metropolises. Some of these smaller cities are coming on board, more disposable income and spending on Singles Day as well. And another part of this whole experience is the entertainment. You guys mentioned Taylor Swift earlier. That kicked off Singles Day last night, but also live streaming. You get these internet celebrities live streaming about products, and within the stream, which people are watching on their mobiles, can buy the products. That is very, very different to, say, how we shop on Amazon, for example. And it's a very Chinese phenomenon that's spreading across Asia to places like Japan and South Korea as well. Now, let me just set the expectations. The analysts have told me that they're looking for a figure at the end of the day, in midnight, in just a few hours, of about $37 billion in total GMV. Right now, as I mentioned, we're just above $32 billion at the moment, so a little bit way to go, but still a few hours left on the clock. Now, if we do hit that $37 billion GMV total, that will be a slower growth rate than we have seen in previous years, perhaps because this is an event that continues to mature and hit those big figures, so maintaining a 30-40% growth rate could be tough. But also, Alibaba is facing stiffer competition from domestic rivals, the likes of JD.com and Pinduoduo as well, both US listed, I might add as well. But look, this figure continues to tick higher throughout the day. A few hours left. I'll be here through midnight bringing you that final figure in just a few hours. For now, guys, back to you.
Arjun, that number behind you is clicking faster than the national debt clock that we have just around the corner here. Faster and faster and faster.
That's right. I mean, it's moving fast. I mean, I was taking a browse earlier. I haven't bought anything yet. Just waiting, seeing what deals are about.
Really?
But
holding out.
You know, a lot of people actually pre-ordered. Just holding out. A lot of people pre-ordered over the last couple of days, and as soon as midnight hit here in China, they were on their phones ordering the stuff. So that's what partly explained the kind of huge tick up. If you saw it earlier, it was going much faster than that. It slowed down somewhat as some of the latecomers, perhaps finishing work, are just looking at their phones and buying deals. But look, as you mentioned, it's continuing to tick up. We're just over $32.4 billion right now. So still a few hours left on the clock, and that's only going to tick higher.
Arjun, I remember I was there in 2016, as I was mentioning, and I had a conversation with Jack Ma where the clock behind you just kept ticking up, and I said, well, geez, this can't go on forever. And the number that year was 18 billion. And so listening to you, just 3 years later, it sounds like they're going to more than double that total. I mean, does this just keep going forever? It's now up to 15% of Amazon's annual revenue on a single day.
Yeah, I mean, this will continue growing. It's such a huge thing here, and there's so much excitement around it. I mean, when you look at the likes of Black Friday and Cyber Monday over in the US and other parts of the world as well, it's a very different experience. I mean, it's kind of crazy that they had a 3-4 hour gala last night to kick off this event with Taylor Swift performing, a load of other local celebrities here in China with huge followings as well. It's a whole different experience. And actually, let me show you something very quickly. This screen here is a live stream. You get all these internet celebrities here talking about products. And at the top here, you've got all the discounts, people in their apps buying stuff as these live streams are going on from these internet celebrities. Very different experience, I'd say, to what we have when we're shopping on an Amazon or some other site as well. So that's all part of what they call here shop-attainment experience, and that's actually helping to drive growth as well for Alibaba and many of these other e-commerce giants in China as well.